Hey folks, Coach Master here again, and thank you for joining us for yet in another of our series, Transformation Tuesdays. And today I have the pleasure of welcoming Martello Melville, and he's the CEO of the Jah-Jireh Herbal Ltd. And he's going to be telling us so much about this wonderful company, the things that he's doing for people's health in Jamaica. So Martello, welcome to our session today.
Thank you very much for having me, Coach.
Some, I'm calling me Coach. He's calling me Coach also because he has been in a session with me. So here comes another one of our vision achievers from Scotiabank, a solid partner with us over the years. So Martello, when I see that name, first of all, how did that name come about? That's one. And then two, what made you start this business? So tell us.
Wow. All right, you're fascinated with the name. I do get that from time to time. As a matter of fact, I have one doctor ask me, how in heaven's name did you get that name? Because you already sound like you're a doctor. You sound like a doctor, right? My mother didn't even give me the first name, Martello. It was an actual total stranger. She told me that gave her the name, while she was pregnant, and they said, listen, call him Martello if it's a boy. So she went with that. So she went with that. A very nice name, of course, and unique. So it's the personality and the person, right? So Jah-Jireh Herbal started out of divine revelation some 15 or more years ago. Being a young Christian in a local church, I got a revelation, a divine download for one of my minister's wife who had breast cancer at the time. I was not aware of it. So I went to my bishop, told my bishop about it, and she said, well, you're seeing and the Lord is showing you something because he also showed it to me, but you need to go to the family and tell them what the Lord revealed to you. Try your luck, because I spoke to them before, they don't believe. So I went to the husband and told him about it. And he says, well, of a truth, you could not have known that my wife is ill, and nobody else in the family know. So of a fact, the Lord has revealed this to you. And he said, whatever the Lord tells you to do it and come. Well, I went to work right away. So I procured the herbs, put everything together. Something strange happened to me while I was actually doing the extraction. It was revealed to me that there was doubt that they would have asked me to taste the product when I go there. So I thought to myself, this is the first time I'm doing something like this. I said, well, I'm not even going to taste it, poison or poison, I'm not tasting it until the day that I go there, because I will trust what God gives to me. Lo and behold, when I went, they did ask me to taste it. I tasted it in their presence, and we sat there, and they felt relaxed and comfortable and said, okay, we're going to give it to her. Unfortunately, the wife died, and I was at a loss. I was shocked. I was at a loss. I questioned the Lord, how is it that you give me this woman and this woman died? Of course, I got no answer. A few weeks later, the husband came crying. He was weeping, fell on his knee, asking me to pray to God for his forgiveness because he killed his wife. And I said, what do you mean by that? He says, well, I did not give her what he gave to me. So he said, what is even strange about this? She had a revelation before she died. And God revealed to her that he actually sent the supplement to her and hid it from her. She told him exactly that. So that devastated him, right? So, of course, when I heard that now, I decided why so many women suffering from breast cancer and so on. Now this is help for people. And how do I get this to the people who are in need? I tried going to the Cancer Society, and they laughed at me at the time. Said I'm a madman. It's like, oh, this is what I'm going to face, Then I went to the University of the West Indies. Dr. Manley West was there at the time, and Dr. Vincent Aubrey. And of course, all he wanted to know, Dr. West wanted to know was the ingredient. And I said, no, that's not how it works. We're going to work together to do the lab test, and then we get into the things. He didn't want to do that. So Man Lewis, who was his assistant, heard what was happening, called me and said, Martello, I heard what's happening. Let me put this product to the test for you. I have a patient who has cancer. And I said, sure. I put it together and he came back a few weeks. He said, Martello, guess what? This thing works. But I guarantee you, you will get nowhere in Jamaica with it. You're going to have to take it to Cuba or India because you do not have the money to register it in Geneva. And I was like, well, and I said, no, I am going to do my best to get this out there because of the people that are in need of help. And whilst doing that, you know, give God the glory for what he has given to us, because this is a gift from God. Well, I tried without success. And then I said, boy, no, I don't think I'm prepared for this thing. I'm not ready. I'm just going to shelve it until the right time. I don't know when the right time will come, etc., but I'm just going to shelve it. I did that. And about 15 years later, the right time came. Believe it, the right time came about 15 years later, because I wasn't paying attention to it. Someone else got a vision from the Lord, again, for nutritional supplements for HIV/AIDS. Now, this person cried out to God for help. So she said, look, you seen both gift to run and all these people, all these different gifts. I am here. I don't know what you give to me. You just have me here on the earth. What is it that you're giving to me? Or what is it that you have given to me? And she just got a vision just like that. And the Lord revealed to her, do you want to cure for it? And she said, yes. The Lord gave it to her. And believe it, she did not believe. It was so simple, too simple. She did not believe. But she told me about the vision, and when she told me about the vision, immediately I connected with the vision because I could see certain herbs in it and so on. And I go, okay. And she said, listen, I don't want to hear anything more about it. You can do what you want to do. I don't want to hear anything more about it. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You know? I'm not a thief anyway, so I'm not going to steal, and I can't do that. Anyways, I set out to work, and for some reason, I was far more motivated now working on this one for HIV. By the way, I did not mention, when the Lord gave me the one for cancer, I asked him, why didn't you give me the one for HIV? Because to me, it would have been easier to market because it was so prevalent at the time. So now I'm in contact with this product, and I decided to do some research, etc. And believe you me, when I started the research, I was being consumed by research for many years. For about 2 years, I am just into research because the information that was popping up, that I was seeing, was so conclusive that it boggles my mind that there are scientific deep information there and research conducted on these herbs, but yet where people are not getting the benefits of them, people are not using them. And I researched for about 2 years until I got to a point where I said, no, I can't research anymore. It's all just research. This don't make sense. I have to hit the road, So I set out, and when I set out, I came into contact. For some reason, I came into contact with a lady, first client actually, that had HIV/AIDS. So I met her niece because I was a musician, lyricist at the time, pursuing music. And so I came over from music to medicine. So while I was doing that, I met her niece, and she told me of her aunt with HIV/AIDS. Of course, I was very happy to hear that because now I have a trial, right? And so I decided, okay, we're going to work with her. And it is so phenomenal. Again, this person got a revelation from God that she was going to be healed from the HIV/AIDS. Before I met her, the Monday morning she was at church, her pastor told her the Sunday evening that she's going to be healed. Let me tell you, when I met this lady, at first, I'm being honest, and I'm being truthful, I was timid to even get close to her because of the condition that she was in. I don't know if you know leprosy and all these things, but persons with HIV/AIDS have breakout in their skins and stuff, and hair falling out, teeth decaying, all of these things happening. And I was like, the Lord said to me, nope, you got to deal with it. You can't do that. This is your call. So, I had to get close. And we started, and I started working with her. And, when she go back to do her visits at the doctors, they recognized that her viral load was decreasing consistently. Of course, she didn't tell them what she was doing, but they knew that it was decreasing. And about 2 years after, to cut it short, she went back. The day before she went back, the Lord told her she no longer had HIV/AIDS. She went, the doctor says, you are in remission. So she goes, what do you mean? The doctor says, you are in remission. She said, what do you mean by that? You don't know, you're no longer detecting it in your system. And she was so happy. I did an interview with her. It's actually on YouTube. So when you go to our website, you'll see it. I did an interview with her. And when she mentioned about what her skin was like, I had to zoom in and look at her skin because it was completely, totally different. And then one of the things that fascinated me, there were people in her house with pneumonia issue, asthma issues, epilepsy issue, that she actually started giving the product. She started giving the product to, and they were recovering from these conditions. And then we go, wow. So we decide, wow, we need to pursue the extent of this thing. And let me tell you, we set out to work, and boy, let me tell you, we ended up with over 32 products because now people started coming to us, asking us for solutions because the solutions are working. And so we started making products. We started making products for diabetes and so on. Persons with diabetes were recovering from diabetes. A gentleman, within 1 month of his doctor's visit, no longer had diabetes.
And these are all herbal based.
These are all herbal based supplements.
I'm showing here right now, as you know, Martello, lots of different products that are here.
Oh, yes. And we are happy to say, unlike most companies that primarily focus on marketing, we are, this is not a marketing strategy for us. It is a fact. These products do work, and we do have the testimonials to support what we're saying. It's not just us telling you. There are testimonials from consumers, several testimonials, and not just here in Jamaica. We have testimonials in Cayman, which is our second biggest market outside of, well, actually our biggest market outside of Jamaica. We have testimonials in the US. We have testimonial all over. And as the footnote says, customers have reported effective and amazing results within 14 days. That's a fact. It may even seem like 14 days is exaggerating, but if I told you the reports we get from customers, you'll probably just not believe. But we have testimonials within 24 hours, 36 hours, up to 14 days. That's a fact, right? Because we do have these testimonials.
So when you saw this, then you decided, okay, I really now have to grow the business.
Yes.
So what's the vision of Jah-Jireh Herbal Ltd?
Let me tell you, Coach, this vision is wide. It's I like to say that Jah-Jireh is given as a gift, not for Martello, but for the entire world. Not just for Jamaicans, but the entire world. As a matter of fact, 70% of our business is actually export. Okay,
but you're having people from overseas who know about you and they're requesting your product. So you have been exporting it.
Yes, we have been exporting, and we have major plans for exportation. As a matter of fact, most of the persons from overseas actually call their family back home to tell them, and they're like, what? Right. But our biggest market is actually overseas market. Of course, it would be if you have a very good product that really works. It's not just talking. These are products that really work. As a matter of fact, a gentleman got a stroke the other day, and he sent and purchased our products. He's in the States, started using our products, and within a matter of 2 to 3 weeks, his limbs are moving again. He's now out to work. This is someone that couldn't walk or anything, and he's now on the job within 2 months, on the job, recovering from his stroke. His doctors had to send to look at what products he's taking, and we have heard that on more than one occasion. We have had persons.
I was just about to ask him, Martello. So, of course, you have herbal products, and then you have the doctors who are treating. So how do they reconcile the recovery and healing with your products? Because
Very
you
good
said the
question.
doctors are asking for it.
Yes, very, very good question, Coach. It always excites me. These questions always excite me. Our products, or what you would consider CAM, complementary alternative. It's classified as
Medicine.
complementary alternative medicine. I don't like to use the word medicine, but that's
Yeah,
the classification.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
complementary alternative medicine. So it can either be used with or without the medication, and you will get the results just the same. You know, once you're given the right pharmaceutical medication, your recovery will actually be speed up. So it brings me to a point about pharmaceutical medication, because these are actually synthetic nutritional supplements, whether or not we believe it. That's what they are. They are synthetic
Yes.
because the compounds used to make pharmaceutical drugs are derived from herbal plants. So it is basically nutritional supplement that you're getting in synthetic form, because they are
Right.
heavier
Right.
for it. Right. So what we primarily focus on, though, although the Lord gave us something for HIV/AIDS and cancer, and we primarily focus on non-communicable diseases. Okay, but that does not limit us, because we do have stuff for the flu and for other stuff, but we'll get into that. But our primary focus are non-communicable diseases, which are which is the major cause of death, not just in Jamaica, worldwide. Worldwide, 30% of death is attributes to heart condition. I would
Right.
say this. I can say this openly because I'm not calling any names or anything. But just today, we actually do body scan assessment as a part of our service, and I did a scan today with someone who actually begin to recognize, based on the symptoms that she's having, that she's actually having a heart problem, a heart issue. And when we did, she actually does have a heart issue. I mention this because I want to make a very strong point on what underlying diseases are and how they can impact you. Now, heart disease is known as the silent killer, right? Many persons get a stroke, a heart attack, never knew they had a heart problem. Okay, never knew they had a heart valve problem. But we do scan assessment, which actually assess the intermediary state, that is the state between healthy and disease. Now, the pharmaceutical or institution, company, or what they look at, doctors look at, are actually disease. When the disease has gotten to a point where it's manifesting and causing inflammation and stuff like that, that's when we normally tend to go to the doctor and say, I'm feeling some pain here and so on. By the time you know it, you have stage 4 cancer, stage 3 cancer, heart problem, all kind of issues. But the service that we provide, does the body scan that we provide checks the body on a subatomic level, which is the lowest level in physics and biology right now that you can go. And it is able to detect what's going on in the intermediary state, so that we can help you with nutrition to not get to the disease state, because that is where you become far more critical and require more rigorous treatment. Okay, so you'll save yourself a lot of money when you do that, before you get to that stage.
Before it gets to that stage.
Yes, but we do have products that covers, for in a non-communicable disease, that covers hypertension, Alzheimer's, memory issue, brain issue, asthma, respiratory issues. We have these products. Our testimonials are there on YouTube. You can go and see for yourself. It's not just.
What's your YouTube channel? What's your YouTube channel?
Yes, it's Jah-Jireh Herbal. Just type in Jah-Jireh Herbal and you'll see the various testimonials that pops up. We have had, we can safely say, openly say, that we have helped to save lives, and no questions asked, because we have the testimonials to support what we're saying. We have persons who have been suffering with 30 years of heart problem, cardiovascular problem, varicose vein, web vein issues, and within 2 months or less have recovered from that, right? Persons who have done valve replacement and actually having synthetic valve. A young lady, she, from a child, she was having heart issues. She replaced her valve. She only have synthetic valve. She was having a problem, getting to the point. The doctor says, well, there's nothing more that we can do for you. The most you can do is go home, pray, nick up to your families and pray to your Lord. And so she locked herself in and was getting ready to die. Believe me, it's a true story. And a friend of hers heard and said, no, you cannot do that. Call Martello. Call Martello. This is the first time we were actually trying our Art Vita that we had, the supplement that we had made. And I was very timid, coach, to tell you the truth about testing it. Because, when it comes to the heart and diabetes or sugar glucose, those are not stuff that you play with, right? So I was very timid at first, but when she came to us and we tried her on the product, she called me at about 1:30 in the morning, said, Mr. Melville, I'm having an issue. I said, what kind of issue are you having? She said, I wake up, I went to the bathroom, I cough up blood. I was like, what? I said, no, you have to stop immediately. I don't know what's going on. Our products don't work like that. And she called up and said, no, you're not understanding. She said, let me tell you this. Since I started taking the product, this is the first day she started taking it, I started to sleep like a baby. This blood that I actually cough up, I realized that is what was causing my problem. And let me tell you something. She's alive today. She is well. Her varicose vein have gone. She no longer suffers from a heart problem. And we have had even persons after her that we help with this product that had several years, over 30 years. Her husband said when he was testifying, if all the money that we spent for over 30 years, if we would see all of that today, it could not fit in this house.
Awesome. So you have had many, many success stories over the years with your products. So what I want to talk about now, as you're a business owner, as everyone else is in COVID. So one of the things I want to talk about now was, how did COVID impact your business? What impact did COVID have on your business, and how did you overcome that?
Well, surprisingly, people would believe that as a herbal business, you would just take off and things will be hunky-dory and you'll be looking good because people are into herbs. No, it's not like that. Surprisingly, we also, like other persons, other businesses, have experienced erratic sales turnover that has affected our projection. However, we continue to get the increase and interest of new customers stemming from our understanding and application of strategies learned. And I must say this, coach, I know we're not action coach today, but from strategies learned from action coach in terms of the business chassis. So what we have done is we have applied the principles learned in the business chassis to attract more leads, to bring more customers. As a matter of fact, coach, in 1 month, we got a report from Facebook that we had over 4,000 visits to our site. In addition to that, we do some really advertisements, and so we're getting a lot of traffic. We're seeing new customers consistently every day. We do get calls both locally and internationally, right? So
even though you had been impacted, you did a lot of lead generation activities.
Yes.
So you didn't just say, okay, we're in COVID and yes, my sales are being impacted. But you got up and you said, listen, Brad Sugar's business chassis, which says the first thing you have to work on is generate leads and then convert them to customers, and you worked that chassis.
Yes, we have. So we did our radio advertisement, Facebook advertisements, and we have been doing a series of webinars, and that has proven very effective for us. As a matter of fact, I was talking to our representative at the JBDC, and I must say that we are also have been fortunate enough to be one of the cohorts in the JAMPRO Export Max program.
Nice.
So that has been really working for us, and we're getting a lot of
support. But Martello, you seem to have a lot of support, because between the Scotiabank Vision Achiever program, JAMPRO Export Max, and JBDC, you have a lot of persons And, you know, I'm going to say something, folks, and I want you to listen carefully. There are programs and there are strategic alliances and there are partners out there like the DBJ, Jampro,
Yes,
offering
yes,
the
yes,
Export Max
yes,
program, JBDC, Scotiabank, banks who want to help their clients. But you know something? While that is so, you have to reach for it. You have to do
yes,
something to get into the programs. So Martello getting into the Scotiabank Vision Achievers program had to first of all apply for it, and then he had to
yes,
pitch for
yes,
it. So what that
yes,
means is, folks, if you want to get your business out there, you have to put yourself out there and you have to
yes,
reach for the partners, reach for people who can help you. So you're in the export map program because you recognize that, listen, I need to export my products. I'm under the guidance with Jampro and JBDC. So, I mean, Martello, you recognize. So that's one thing I'm getting from you here, especially, is that during this period, you didn't roll over and die. You
no,
went
definitely not.
about marketing.
Yes,
You
yes,
went
yes,
about
yes,
your lead generation activities.
yes.
Excellent.
Right. So in addition to that, we also we're still keeping an eye on the present while we're having one
Mm-hmm.
eye on the future. So we look at so we're looking at what we need to do internally as well. So in terms of
Mm-hmm.
the structures and training that we need, because we come to recognize that this particular type of business, uh, you
Mm-hmm.
know, as good as the products are, will still require much information. So we have
Yes.
to be educating people, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
do have the information to educate. And of course, it's a learning process for us. You know, we learn as we go, but the information is there. You know, God has been good to us, really good to us. I never imagined that the journey would have been like this, but I
Mm-hmm.
would do it all over again. Believe me when I tell you, Coach. So we are also a part of the JBDC business BDO system. Just yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
program. Just yesterday, I was actually talking to my business representative, and when I said to her, and this is something, this is going to shock you again, to Coach. You know, when I said to her that, you know, we need to work on our export marketing preparedness strategy, which is something that we're required to do. And when I told her that we had support to help us with our marketing strategies, she was like, "I didn't know you have all of this done." I said, "Yes, because guess what? For some reason, the Lord is smiling. It's His business. It's our business." And so the Mona School of Business, you know, also pitched in and gave us some support
Wow.
in that area. So we have been having a lot of support, surprisingly.
Boy,
And
Martello.
and
Awesome.
the Development Bank of Jamaica, we're also getting support from the Development Bank of Jamaica in terms of grants to assist with our development. And believe you me,
Mm-hmm.
I could not ask for much more than what we're getting. There are people there in line and people that are waiting. People have approached us because they want to be a part of this business, and we get that all the time. And we're not just talking about investors who want to invest in the business. We're also talking about clients, customers who wants to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of this business. I do get clients even from other countries. How can I sell your products in my country? Believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, we have a call out of Africa to come to Africa to
Yes.
set up business there. And we will be going to Africa, I can guarantee you, to
Wow.
set up business. So, you know, you have to learn to strategize as well, right? Because Jayari is not just, as I said before, a local business. We recognize this from day one, that this is a global or international business, and we will structure it as such. Um, uh, but of course, Jamaica will benefit from this greatly, because the concern always is how much will Jamaica benefit. The reason why we didn't just up and off and went to the United States, which we could have done. We could have gone to other countries and be doing what we're doing, but we decided to stay and fight. We decided to stay here and help to build our economy, right? So, but of course, you know, as an international business, you still have to outsource certain aspects of your business in terms of, you know, co-manufacturing and so on, so that you can
Who
get
does that for you?
Well, we work through the JBDC and the SRC for our production. You know,
So, let everybody know what SRC stands for.
Oh, sorry. SRC is the Scientific Research Council of Jamaica, and JBDC.
They're on Hope Road, right?
They're on Hope Road, and the JBDC is the Jamaica Business Development Corporation. And these two institutions with JAMPRO and JMEA, I should have mentioned that we're also a member of the JMEA. See, we have to strategically align ourselves. And that's what we have done. But the call is there. Their investors are in line waiting. Customers are in line waiting. And we have a big plan that we're going to roll out. We will provide jobs for people in Jamaica. And when we're talking about providing jobs, we're not talking about 20 jobs. We're not talking about 50 jobs. We're not talking about 100 jobs. The vision is very huge, Coach. The vision is huge. We will provide many jobs in Jamaica and outside of Jamaica as well.
All right. You know, I'm watching you. I'm looking at you, and sitting above your head are your logos. But I just noticed. I just saw that the logo is the globe.
Yes,
it's the world.
Yes,
it is the world. And while you have the herbs, the leaves, and water, and what I'm just seeing is that you're talking about being global, and I'm seeing the globe.
I'm
seeing that globe. So that was a part when you created this logo. Did you have that in mind?
Yes, we did. But I will tell you something, Coach, because you see, I start smiling when you begin to speak about that. Yeah. Because that logo actually stunned me. You know, as simple as it may appear to be, if you look at the elements, there are several elements in that logo. And they're all important and all interrelated and connected. And also, the green part that you're looking at represents the nutrition, the leaves. We're getting the nutrition from the fruits, the plants, and the earth and so on. Just as Genesis 1:29 says in the Bible, in the Word of God, and that is what we subscribe to, that God created the plants and the herbs for food. The blue represents the water, which is very vital for life. If you look back at creation, God created the water. And, you know, I must quickly say, one person challenged me some time ago and said, a Christian from our denomination said, that soon shall pass away. I said, obviously, you have not been reading your Bible well. Because if you read your Bible, you'll see in the book of Revelation that in the kingdom of God, in the New Jerusalem, there is the river that runs in the middle, and there are the trees on either side that bears 12 fruits, and the leaves thereof are for the healing of the nation.
Yes. So you have the leaf, you have the water, and what does red signify?
The red signifies the blood. The Bible also makes it very clear that the blood is the life of the body. You go to the doctor and you're ill. They send you to go to blood to be flowing. You need blood work. You need blood work. So this is all conclusive with the Bible, and we're projecting this message. We're not afraid to project this message. If you look deeper into the blood, you see something else there in it, and that represents the DNA strand. It's actually a DNA strand.
Yes, I see that little thick weight.
It's actually a DNA strand. Coach, you know, it's very vital and important for me to say this for the first time on your platform, that, you know, with all that's happening with COVID and all of that, you keep hearing about mRNA and DNA and so on. Very important, Coach. I'm telling you, these things affect us in ways we don't understand. So it's important. So we projected this message. So in the center of the globe, there's an element which is the star, and it represents the heavenly body. But it goes way beyond that. It's not just the star representing the divine message. Okay, yes. It's a star representing the light, the divine message, but it goes deeper than that. You know, without atoms, there's no life. What is atom? You know, I am a Bible believing person. I'll tell you what atom is, and I know some of you will hear this for the first time. You'll not find it on many sites. But atom is actually the spoken word of God. That is actually the spoken word of God. God speaks life. So it is the atom. I will send you to do a little research. If you research a place called CERN, they understand that very well scientifically, and they understand that the atom is the actual word of God.
All right. So Martello, you have shared so much. Obviously, you're very passionate.
Very
And
passionate.
when you say it, you one thing I'm, you know, we always say start with the why. What is your vision and the why and your purpose? And whether people may believe or not or align with it or not, the point is that as I listen to you here, it is clear that you are very passionate about the vision and very committed to it and to what you're doing. And your Christian belief speaks clearly in directing everything that you do with God as your guide. You know, and for everyone, I think it's important that you know what is guiding you in terms of what you're doing and the decisions that you make. So I can really see that. And then as a result of that, it seems that you are attracting into your life people who are coming to help you, both clients and partners on your journey. So I have one last question to ask you, Martello, and that is, we always say that, you must learn from mistakes that people have made. Wise, smart people learn from their own mistakes, and wise people learn from the mistake of others. What mistake have you made that you would like to share with others so that they don't make that mistake along their journey, that you'd like to share, that they should learn from?
Yeah, well, for me, I would say they're the two I can think of right now, the two biggest. I would say, like most excited and energized entrepreneur, I was of the view that our products are designed to reach anyone that is dealing with disease, not defining our customer persona first, so as to effectively target the group of persons within this market segment to compel them to action. Now, again, I have learned this through Action Coach, and even after learning it through Action Coach, I came across it again, while doing some training session with JBDC, and I go, my word, this is a reinforcement. So you have to understand your target market, exactly what it is that you're going for. So if you notice, I had mentioned earlier that our main target is non-communicable diseases. It's not, although we go beyond, we can, and because we recognize what the Lord has given us, and we have gone beyond that to the flu, and we do have products for the flu virus. I will say, let me say that outright here now. We do have products for this flu virus, whether Delta or beyond. We do have products that have been helping people to recover from the flu virus. So it's not just non-communicable disease, but our primary target group is our people with non-communicable diseases. And of course, I still feel somewhat I don't want to feel somewhat less of what I think we can do or achieve. So our target group is within persons, male and female, within the age group of 35 to 40. But I still broaden it by saying we have products that help persons with various types of issues at varying ages.
So you make sure that you define your target market, be very, very clear about who that is, so you can more focus your message. So that's one. And any other mistake that you made that you want others to learn from?
Yes. Well, the second mistake I would say, and this goes for people who are in manufacturing. I ignorantly bypass the JBDC, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation incubation support facility that is set up to assist small businesses with development of prototypes, but later learn how important it is to get their support with our prototype, because we were having issues and we had to go back to JBDC, go back to the roots, to the beginning. And so we will big up JBDC for the work that they're doing with the incubation facility. And it's important for anybody who's going into manufacturing. And I'm sure there are a lot of persons in Jamaica that wants to go in manufacturing and they don't even know how to start and so on. So this would really be my message to them. Check with the JBC. That's what they're set up to do.
Absolutely. And that's Valerie Vieira.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely, my good friend. Of many years of watching her with the JBDC. Very solid, very solid their partner as well, especially for persons who are starting up businesses. They provide that guidance. So I agree with you. I see people trying to start businesses and then they aren't getting the direction of those persons who can help them to start up. And you are working with them. You are working with JAMPRO in the Export Max program and so on. So, and then having your products being done through the SRC. So really and truly, Martello, you have some good partners on board who are going to help you to be able to grow. And so folks, we are at the end. It has been a very enlightening discussion. We have learned a lot, Marcella. I'm really inspired by your passion, which seems to be driven by your divine inspiration. So I really want to thank you very much for coming here and sharing with us. And folks, go to his YouTube page. I really believe it's very important, you know, that in the marketing, it's not just the lead generation activities of doing posts and so on, but you must get people who have had results to share their results. There's nothing more powerful than testimonials, and he's clearly showing you that he has testimonials for his products. So if you'd like to learn more, go on his website, go on the YouTube page. What's your website, Marcello?
We have Facebook now. Website is in work in progress.
It's in production. Right. Yes. So definitely look at his YouTube page and his Facebook page, and you can learn so much more about the product. So Martello, God be with you, and thank you very much for sharing with us and our businesses today.
Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for having me, and thank your audience for time spent listening.
Thank you very much, Martello. Good. Take care. And folks, listen out for our next session. All right. So we'll be advising you soon of who we'll be speaking with in our next Transformation Tuesday series. Take care.